Unpacking the Buddha's First Discourse. Episode 15. The Remaining Devas Cry. First, what do we even mean by unpacking? We can define unpacking as the intense scrutiny of traditional Buddhist and Zen texts, a scrutiny that often breaks down the text sentence by sentence, phrase by phrase, and occasionally word by word. And why even unpack at all? Because not all of us have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living, breathing, enlightened teacher. Understanding that in the Zen tradition, it's this engagement that substitutes for the critical reading of the traditional texts. And so, for those who don't have the opportunity to regularly engage with a living teacher, there must be a return to the traditional texts as teacher. And with that return is the understanding that the texts are best approached as sequences of riddles, or perhaps as sequences of landmines. And these riddles must be reconciled, these landmines cleared, if we are to truly make progress. Let's continue. Consider the following text excerpted from the sutta. Setting in motion, the wheel of the Dhamma. Having heard the cry of the earth-dwelling devas, the devas of the realm of the four great kings raised a cry. At Baranasi, in the Deer Park at Isipatana, this unsurpassed wheel of the Dhamma has been set in motion by the Blessed One, which cannot be stopped by any ascetic or brahmin or deva or Māra or Brahmā, or by anyone in the world. And in aiding in the unpacking of this brief excerpt, we might consider a handful of questions. First, why is the cry of the devas significant in the context of the Buddha's First Discourse? And what does it suggest about the cosmic importance of the wheel of the Dhamma? Next, what is meant by the wheel of the Dhamma being set in motion? And how does this metaphor shape our understanding of the Buddha's teaching as an ongoing, unstoppable force? The text names multiple beings, ascetics, brahmins, devas, Māra and Brahmā, as unable to stop the wheel. What does this range of figures reveal about the universality and authority of the Buddha's teaching? Why might the discourse emphasize the location? At Baranasi, in the Deer Park at Isipatana. And what role does place play in grounding the transmission of the Dhamma? And finally, how does the proclamation by the devas illustrate the interplay between human and non-human realms in the spread of the Buddha's teaching? And what does this say about the Buddhist vision of reality? And so we're now into the meat of Buddha's First Discourse. More to come.